The lie detector is you're gonna have to come bring that out.
I'm about to say Peter White.
The fall of the Majestic Theater and the Daddios. Oh,
He's Big Daddios post. Robert Dion is no longer the leader of the Daddios.
He's been kicked out.
We talked about
He has
him
been
all
arrested
the whole
on federal
show.
wildlife charges. He is now in jail next to Joe Exotic.
You know what I miss on this show? Listening to the show and Stefan Filbert going by yelling, "Should have been gone."
That is good.
Stefan, bring it back, kid. Bring it
Way to
back.
go. Remember that video?
Yeah.
And then Steve, at the end of the video, Steve's walking out, and the guy's going, "Where you going, Steve?
Yeah.
Steve, where you going?"
Steve.
It's like an old hotel, if I remember correctly.
I'm in love. Hold on.
It's gonna be a great day today.
Hey, good to see you this morning.
Well, thank you guys.
If I
Had a
don't see
great
you,
time.
I'm sorry I couldn't go. I did have this scheduled, but thank you.
I have to return all the Goulden spicy mustard now.
No, bring it on in here. We'll take care of it.
Right on.
We love it. But
I will see you.
Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, boy.
Greg Joseph.
Yeah.
You can see him over on 1875
South Willow Street
today over at Clemento's. Thank you, Greg.
Good morning, Manchester.
And of course, the Professor Matthew Juneau. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Why do you have to be so angry?
I'm not. I'm great. You're the one who's been angry all day.
Angry?
You're in a bad mood.
Hey, go by and see Greg at 39 Beach Street
On Friday.
on Friday.
All right.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for us. Keep it right here. What is it, Tuesday? You got Matt Connerton coming up at 4 p.m., followed by the Majestic Theater's Through the Stage Door with none other than Robert Dion. And then at 7 o'clock, Retro Spectrum Radio with Pauly C. All right. Have a great day, folks.
I'm a big fan of happy endings.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, 3 dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
You are listening to WMNHLP, Manchester's radio, broadcasting at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 1045 Elm Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire, USA.
everybody. Welcome. Here we go. It is that time again. Matt Connerton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Tuesday, June 27, 2023. So nice to have you all with me. By the way, that track that I opened with, that is the song Faded, from a German band called Heels Throne, who were on the program with us recently, Skyping in, of course. But I love that track so much. I actually played that at the end of yesterday's show and didn't have time to play the whole thing. But that's my favorite song from them. And I just love that. That's one of those songs that just gets stuck in my head. So I was like, hey, you know what? I didn't get to play the whole thing yesterday. I'm going to open with it today. So I've got some political song parodies I could play, but, or sometimes we feature music from upcoming guests, but I had to play that today. So I love that song so much. That is Faded. Heels Throne. It's HEL''S and then Throne. So it's like Hell's Throne, but with only one E. So there you go. Great German band. Look them up online. All their stuff is really, really good, but that's my personal favorite. And speaking of music, coming up today on the show in the second hour, we have a great in-studio guest, Alex Cormier. I don't know if he's of any relation to Paulie C, Paul Cormier, or Paul Cormier, as I like to call him. But I think Cormier is a pretty common name around here, actually. So probably no relation. We'll see. But he's going to be coming in the second hour. He did appear on the morning show not too long ago. And just very, very impressive. So we invited him to join us on this program. He'll be here in the second hour, numero dos, today. So really looking forward to that. He's going to come in. Like I said, he's going to bring his guitar. He's going to play for us, and we'll chat a little bit, get to know him, and so forth. So that's coming up in the second hour. We have some other things to get to in the first hour, of course. And you can be a part of that if you give us a call on the studio line, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. I'm on social media at Matt Connerton. You can email me, matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and fully enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. I do want to, let's do this next. We'll say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat. See who we have in here so far. Mike from Queen City Cabinetry joins us. Of course, Queen City Cabinetry, one of our great sponsors here at WMNH and the historic Sunbeam Mall. But Mike also is one of our co-hosts on Retro Spectrum Radio every Friday night. Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C, Fridays from 8 to 11 p.m. I have the honor and privilege of being one of Paul's co-hosts on that show, along with TJ Steve and Mike from Queen City Cabinetry. By the way, if you missed last Friday's show, check it out in the archive at WMNHradio.org. We were also joined by Kyle Heavey, host of Off the Mark Sports here at WMNH. So it was a lot of fun times. Miriam Bandis joins us in the chat and says, good afternoon. Hello. Also, Mary LeMay joins us in the chat room. Hello, Mary. Crystal, our friend from the great state of Illinois, joins us. Alex Whiteley, one of our friends from the UK, says, what up, all you beautiful people? Alex, beautiful British name. Yes, of course. Alex Cormier joining us in the second hour. I didn't know it was a British name specifically. That had not occurred to me, sir. But I will defer to you on that. I think. Well, actually, couple things. This isn't, there's a big story that I want to talk about, and it's not necessarily the one that you're thinking of, but something local, sort of. It has to do with national politics, but this is on Newsweek.com, and if you're locally here in New Hampshire, this story is all over the place, but national media also covering it. I don't know if, how many of you are aware of this, but in the Republican race for the nomination, there is not only Donald John Trump, former president, the front runner, the prohibitive favorite, and as I refer to him, the presumptive Republican nominee, because I'm sure he's going to be the nominee. But there's this other guy from the great state of Florida, governor there, Ron DeSantis. You might have heard of him, or you might have heard him referred to as Ron DeSantis. Apparently, you can say his name either way. He says his name either way. Just like the word either. You can say it either or either. You can say it either way. Either way. Either way. I usually say either. I don't know why I chose to say either. Once in a while, I like to mix it up, as Easy G would say. But this is from Newsweek.com. Ron DeSantis, or DeSantis, reprimanded by Republican women in key primary state. And guess what? Primary state that happens to be New Hampshire. And why is it key? Because we're first in the nation. No matter what Biden and the Democrats try to do, our governor, Chris Sununu, insists that we will be first no matter what. But apparently today, right now, as we speak, both Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida and the former President Trump are in New Hampshire with competing events. But this does not sit well with everyone. It says here, Ron DeSantis was called out by a Republican women's group in early voting New Hampshire. By the way, I have noticed this now because the DNC keeps talking about South Carolina now going first. Some media outlets are no longer referring to New Hampshire as first in the nation, but now, as they do here in this Newsweek article, they refer to New Hampshire as, quote, early voting. And I object to that. We are not early voting. We are first voting. Well, unless you count Iowa, but that's a caucus, so who cares? I mean, no disrespect, of course, to my favorite conservative, Eric Pilcher, but seriously, it's a caucus. Doesn't matter. But we are not early voting. We are first voting in the primaries. And I understand that there are forces trying to take that away from us. But as I always say, and I paraphrase Charlton Heston when I say this, you will have to pry the first in the nation status of the New Hampshire primary from our cold, dead hands. And, or you just, or South Carolina just goes first, and there's nothing we can do about it. I don't know. Anyway, just I happen to notice that in this article. I keep seeing that now, referring to New Hampshire as one of the early states instead of the first. It bothers me. I'm taking it very personally, my friends. And I think we all should be. I think we should be united in this. Okay. Let me reset here. I got worked up. I'm unleashed. I got worked up. Okay, so Ron DeSantis was called out by... You know what? I am going to self-edit this as I read this. Check this out. This is why I'm in afternoon drive. Watch this. Ron DeSantis was called out by a Republican women's group in first in the nation primary state, New Hampshire, after scheduling an event on the same day and time as a major fundraiser for the group headlined by his chief political rival, Donald Trump. And the decision has driven the group apart. In a statement Thursday, the New Hampshire Federation of Republican Women, or NHFRW. By the way, I didn't know this organization. I'm embarrassed to say this. I should know this. I'm in New Hampshire. I didn't know this organization existed. No offense, ladies. Criticized the Florida governor and Republican presidential hopeful for an alleged attempt to pull focus from the group's annual Lilac Luncheon in Concord later this month. By the way, again, I'm embarrassed to say I didn't know about the Lilac Luncheon. Sounds great. Although maybe not for someone like me with allergies. I don't know if I'd want to be around a bunch of lilacs. They're pretty to look at, but they might make me sneeze. The event, they said, was a significant fundraiser for the organization and a key stop for candidates seeking to court Republicans' favor ahead of the state's critical first-in-the-nation primary. Oh, my goodness. Okay, they've redeemed themselves. In the second paragraph, they do use the phrase. That was not me editing this time. They actually use the phrase first-in-the-nation primary. Thank you, Newsweek. Thank you. Earlier this week, the group announced it had officially sold out of tickets for the June 27 event in what the organization described as the largest Lilac Luncheon crowd in the organization's near 80-year history. This has been going on for 80 years. I didn't know it was a thing. Again, I'm very embarrassed by that. I won't forget next time. I'll remember the Lilac Luncheon. I'm going to put it in my calendar so I don't forget again. Several days later, however, Fox News reported DeSantis planned to hold an event in nearby Hollis at the exact same date and time as the luncheon, bucking, and that was bucking with a B. I like to be very clear and concise so I don't get into trouble. A long-standing tradition in New Hampshire politics not to overshadow events put on by in-state organizations. Oopsie. NHFRW leadership was quick to reprimand DeSantis for the decision. Elizabeth Gerard, the group's president, said in a statement, quote, "The Lilac Luncheon is the preeminent fundraiser of the largest grassroots Republican women's organization in the state, and funds go directly to electing, educating, and empowering Granite State Republican women running for state and local offices," unquote. Oh, but there's more. Quote, "This attempt to pull focus from our Lilac Luncheon only diminishes the efforts of the Republican women in New Hampshire who are volunteers, working hard to provide opportunities for our membership to have access to all the candidates," unquote. Other members of the group put their grievances with the governor in more direct terms. Events director Christine Peters said in a statement, quote, "To have a candidate come in and distract from the most special event NHFRW holds in the year is unprecedented," unquote. Oh, there's a whole statement here. Wait, how long is this? Because you know what I'm thinking. And if you're a longtime listener, you already know what I'm thinking, right? I could read the statement. I could read the entire statement. But I could do it in the form of a dramatic reading. Let's see. How long is this, though? If it's like multi-pages, I'm not going to do it. Can I just download this and open it? This is a pain. I don't know if I'll be able to, I don't know if I'll even be able to do this. Might have to save it for another day. Wait, let me try. Sorry, guys. Let me try this really quickly here. I'm just trying to see if I can make this big so I can actually read it. Oh, here we go. How long is this? Okay, I'm doing it. Here we go. Y'all ready for this? Make it seem like a big deal. Probably nobody even actually cares. Probably everyone's rolling their eyes going, "Oh God, Matt's going to do one of his dramatic readings." He's the only one who actually enjoys this. I know that's not true. People have told me they think it's fun. Even John Hopwood, and he's not very free with the compliments. Okay, so this is the statement from the New Hampshire Federation of Republican Women for immediate release. Here we go. Ready? All right, here it is. A dramatic reading. I haven't done one of these in a long time, actually. And by the way, the title is NHFRW disappointed in DeSantis campaign decision to host town hall during the historic Lilac Luncheon. Dateline, Concord, New Hampshire. For those of you out-of-towners listening online, that's our state capital, if you didn't know. Okay, here we go. The New Hampshire Federation of Republican Women released the following statement to express their disappointment with the DeSantis campaign for scheduling a town hall meeting in Hollis in opposition to their historic Lilac Luncheon featuring President Donald J. Trump, 45th President of the United States, scheduled for Tuesday, June 27, 2023 in Concord. President Elizabeth Gerard states, quote, "The Lilac Luncheon is the preeminent fundraiser of the largest grassroots women's Republican organization in the state, and funds raised go directly to electing, educating, and empowering Granite State Republican women running for state and local offices. This attempt to pull focus from our Lilac Luncheon only diminishes the efforts of the Republican women in New Hampshire, who are volunteers working hard to provide opportunities for our membership to have access to all of the candidates." other Republican presidential candidates coming to the state next week recognize the long-standing tradition of this special event and have graciously scheduled around it, allowing NHFRW and its members the opportunity to showcase all that we are doing for Republican women in the first in the nation primary process, notes Secretary Emily Tomasi. Quote, in 25 years of running Republican events in New Hampshire, including many lilac luncheons, it has always been a New Hampshire hallmark to be considerate when scheduling events, to have a candidate come in and distract from the most special event, the most special, only the most special event NHFRW holds in the year is unprecedented, remarked events director Christine Peters. In keeping with our bylaws, the New Hampshire Federation of Republican Women is neutral in the Republican primary. And we look forward to hosting all the major Republican primary candidates over the course of this primary season. We would kindly ask the DeSantis campaign reschedule their town hall to not directly conflict with the Lilac Luncheon and respect the efforts of our organization. And scene. There you go. That's the full statement. That's my dramatic reading, my interpretation of the full statement. Wow, that was exhausting. That's why I haven't done one of those in a while. Anyway, Ron DeSantis, boy, I'll tell you, that guy. What more can you say, really? That guy. I could say a lot more. I could say a lot more about Ron DeSantis, actually. Some of it wouldn't be appropriate for the air, unfortunately. Our friend Crystal from the great state of Illinois says in the chat room, I think first in the nation should be voted upon and not the Democrats dictating the change to benefit themselves because Biden did well there in 2020, referring to South Carolina. And they assume they will again. Popularity polls for Biden have been consistently low, so how he can assume anything is delusional on his part. We have a call. Looks like our friend Ron is on the line. Hi, Ron.
Hey, Matt. Yeah, it's just a nonsense call. I was going to say, read that again, but do it in your smooth jazz voice.
Ooh, I could. That would be, I don't know. That might be a little too sexy for afternoon drive. That would be. I
just wanted to say, hey, that's all.
All right, Ron. We appreciate the call. Thank you, my friend.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. I don't know. I could, I could do it. I'm almost tempted, but I have other things I want to get to too. We might do that though before the week is out. Maybe for the Friday show, we'll do something fun. Our friend Chris Rose from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts joins us in the chat and says, good afternoon. Hello, Chris. Also, Isaac Banks, of course, from Greensboro, North Carolina, says, give afternoon, hashtag Matt Connerton. Well, give afternoon to you too, Isaac Banks. Let's see. The studio line is open 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. I want to make sure we get this in. The big story that I wanted to talk about today, and no, it's not, when I say the big story, some of you might be assuming that I'm referring to the audio that was released of Trump allegedly showing a secret document to some folks and having a good chuckle about it and so forth. But no, we may get to that this week, but it is interesting to listen to, certainly, and not particularly surprising. But no, not that. Something else. This is actually, I have a very positive story, and it involves the Supreme Court. And you know, if you're a consistent listener, you might have heard my segment last week where I was talking about the Supreme Court, and it was pretty negative. I was being a bit pessimistic and cynical, shall we say, regarding the Supreme Court and some of the ethics concerns that have arisen. I had a lot to say about it, but today we've got a very positive story regarding the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court decided in a 6-3 decision to effectively reject what is called the state legislature. Oh, what's the actual the independent state legislature theory or doctrine? If you don't know what that is, the independent state legislature theory is what they seem to be calling it in the media. But I've also heard it referred to as the independent state legislature doctrine. Now, what that is, just briefly, and then it's if you don't know, I'll give you the quick summation of what that actually is and what it's supposed to do, and then we'll get into the actual story. And I'm really glad. This is, again, a very positive story. This is a positive thing. I'm very much happy that the Supreme Court voted the way that they did. 6-3, 3 conservative justices voting with the liberals, including Chief Justice John Roberts, who wrote the opinion, the majority opinion. Also, Justice Amy Coney Barrett and Justice Brett Kavanaugh, the other 2 conservatives that also voted to reject the independent state legislature theory. So what this theory is, independent state legislature theory, and the reason it's come up, and it's been around for a while, actually. It's not new. The idea, the concept isn't new, but in the wake of the 2020 election, and this has to do with the case coming out of North Carolina, but the reason this has been pushed and why some in the Republican Party have tried to push this going forward is, according to this theory, state legislatures should have, they would argue, the power to make whatever rules and laws they want to about their elections. But what this would actually be used for in practical terms is, and by the way, state legislatures do have the power to do that, but not an unchecked power. So in other words, individual states can make rules and laws regarding their elections that can be struck down by state courts within their state Supreme Court. You know, if they find something violates the Constitution, including their state constitution, obviously. So there is kind of a check on that. Independent state legislature theory says there should be no check on it. These independent state legislatures should be able to do whatever they want, make whatever rules they want. But in practical terms, the reason this has become such a hot issue recently is because those who are proponents of this concept, what they want to do in terms of these state legislatures having full control is they want to be able to reject the vote of the people in a presidential election if the people in their state don't vote the way that these legislatures want them to. So, say, for example, it's the year 2024, and the state of Georgia, once again, votes for Joe Biden. And so those electoral college votes would go to Biden. Those delegates would go to Biden. But Georgia, under the independent state legislature theory, if there is no check on that power, they have the power to control the election, and there's no check on it. The state Supreme Court isn't allowed to get involved. I assume it's Republicans who are in control in Georgia in the state legislature. They could say, well, no, we don't agree with this vote tally, and so we're going to reject that, and we're going to vote. The state legislature is going to vote on who we're sending for delegates and who they will vote for, because, you know, the delegates go and they vote on behalf of us in the electoral college system. So they could say, okay, well, the people voted for Biden. We don't like it. So now we're going to vote here in the state legislature. And it being Republican controlled, Republican majority, the state legislature would then vote for whoever I assume it'll be Trump, whoever the Republican nominee is. And then Georgia, even though the people of Georgia may have voted for Biden, as they did in 2020, the Republican state legislature would have the power to say, no, actually, we're going for Trump, and that's it. And those delegates would go to Trump. So that is the problem with independent state legislature theory. It would allow for any state with a Republican-controlled state legislature to reject if the state goes for the Democrat in a presidential election. And by the way, the inverse would also be true. Under independent state legislature theory, if you have, say you have a state where the Democrats control the legislature, but a Republican wins that state in a presidential election, the Democrats, under independent state legislature theory, if, again, there is no check by that state Supreme Court, the Democrats could say, well, you know, we don't like it that our state went for the Republican, so we're going to vote. We're democratically controlled. We're going to vote and give it to whoever the Democratic candidate is. So, you know, it can work both ways. But the reason this has become such a concern is, and this is why it is good that the Supreme Court struck this down, is in theory, under that theory, any state legislature could at any point just reject the will of the people in a presidential election and say, all right, well, we don't agree with that. So now, or find an excuse, right? Oh, well, we think there might have been voter fraud. There's no proof. There's no evidence, but we think there might have been. So we're just going to go ahead and vote ourselves and take care of it that way, right? That's a hell of a lot of power and quite a lot of disenfranchisement. So this is a good ruling and good for those conservatives who voted with the liberals on this. I'm relieved about this, frankly, because I've been concerned about it. Oh, hello to Chris from Edgewise, who joins us in the chat room. So again, this is from Politico. This will explain it a little deeper. I hope I explain it well as I understand it. Again, I'm not a legal expert, but that's basically my understanding of the case. So Supreme Court denies state legislatures the unchecked power to set election rules. In a 6-3 ruling, the justices affirmed the power of state courts to review state laws governing federal elections, a decision that rejects a once fringe legal theory pushed by Republicans. By the way, that doesn't mean, I mean, look, you could have a state where the legislature says, well, we want the power to reject the vote of the people and vote on this ourselves. And you could have a state Supreme Court that decides to affirm that instead of knocking that down. But that would probably only happen in states that are very red to begin with, where it wouldn't even come up, where, you know, the Republican is going to carry that state regardless in a presidential election. You know what I mean? Like in Louisiana, you wouldn't even worry about it to begin with, or Arkansas or Alabama. You just wouldn't, it wouldn't even matter, actually. But let's look at this. So the Supreme Court today rebuffed a legal theory that argued that state legislatures have the authority to set election rules with little oversight from state courts, a major decision that turns away a conservative push to empower state legislatures. By a 6-3 vote, the court rejected the independent state legislature theory in a case about North Carolina's congressional map. The once fringe legal theory broadly argued that state courts have little or no authority to question state legislatures on election laws for federal contests. The court's decision in Moore versus Harper closes the path to what could have been a radical overhaul of America's election laws. A particularly robust reading of the theory, which the court turned aside, would have empowered state legislatures to make decisions on all aspects of elections, from congressional lines to how people register to vote and cast a ballot, without any opportunity for challengers to contest those decisions in state courts under state laws or constitutions. Opponents of the theory argued that it could have led to unchecked partisan gerrymandering and laws that would make it harder for people to vote. So that's important to understand, too. This isn't just about state legislatures being able to override the will of the people in a federal election like President of the United States. It's not just about that. But that is what has driven, that concern is what has driven this issue. And the desire among some people to use this theory to subvert our elections in the future. That is what has driven this, but there are many other things involved here. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote the court's opinion, joined by the 3 liberal justices, Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Kagan, and Ketanji Brown Jackson, along with 2 conservatives, Brett Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett. Justices Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, and Neil Gorsuch dissented. In doing so, the nation's top court maintained the power of state courts to review election laws under state constitutions while urging federal courts to, quote, not abandon their duty to exercise judicial review, unquote. Conservative legal activists backed by some GOP operatives had urged the high court to broaden the power of state legislatures, often under Republican control in recent years. A Supreme Court decision adopting the theory would have upended congressional elections and potentially the presidential election heading into 2024. Yeah, so again, too, not just a presidential election, but say you've got a congressional seat up for re-election in a particular state, and a candidate wins, but the state legislature doesn't want that candidate to win. So they say, well, you know what? We're just going to, we don't like that outcome. We know better, effectively. We're going to vote on this ourselves. We're going to take control of this. We're going to choose our candidate. It says here, but the Supreme Court concluded that the U.S. Constitution allows state courts to continue to interpret state constitutions to put limits on lawmakers' powers. Roberts wrote, referring to the provision of the federal constitution that formed the basis for the independent state legislature theory, quote, the elections clause does not insulate state legislatures from the ordinary exercise of state judicial review, unquote. Roberts' majority opinion does not give state courts free rein to impose any sort of limits on legislatures' action. The Chief Justice offered a warning of sorts to state judges not to run wild, but the decision issued today left open the question of when such a state court ruling would go too far. Roberts wrote, quote, the questions presented in this area are complex and context-specific. We hold only that state courts may not transgress the ordinary bounds of judicial review, such as they arrogate to themselves the power vested in these state legislatures to regulate federal elections, unquote. Despite that caveat, the opinion represents a major defeat for proponents of the state legislature theory. I'm sorry, the independent state legislature theory, in part because Roberts won a 6-justice majority for his opinion and effectively sidelined 3 of the court's most conservative justices on the issue. The court's decision to issue a definitive opinion came as a surprise to some court watchers. The roots, and like I said, I was concerned about this. The roots of the case were GOP legislatures challenging a decision issued by the North Carolina State Supreme Court, which ruled that legislatively drawn lines amounted to an illegal partisan gerrymander. We have a call. We'll grab this. Sounds like someone's standing in some wind. Hi, welcome to Matt Connerton Unleashed. Who's this?
This is your shadow.
Me and my shadow.
It's the racist.
Oh, don't be racist. We don't like that here.
No, not on the air.
Oh, thank you. We
can have a discussion. By the way, I just want to say that, I do like you, and there's just something very special about you that I like. But I do disagree with all your politics, of course. But I'm not a politic man.
Right. Yeah.
By the way, with your permission, I'm only going to be here, because I don't want to waste your time. But I want your fans from New Hampshire to, go to my YouTube page and, whatever they want to do. They want to say nice things or they want to harass me. It's okay. I'm a man. I could take it.
I thought you wanted everyone to leave your YouTube page because you're upset with them for not supporting your show.
Well, you know what happened? I think I got a little too sensitive for my own britches.
Oh. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And, when you're in the public eye like you and I are,
yes,
we have to take shots, It's part of the routine.
It is. Well, that's
So, I've come a long way since meeting you.
you've really grown. It's amazing.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And I'm looking forward to doing my show on the internet. And look, I'm not in competition with you.
Oh, thank goodness.
I think you've accomplished a lot of things. You're on terrestrial radio.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the FM band.
Mhm.
I mean, all those things I said. Just squash them.
Sure.
That you were public AXO and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? I want to squash that.
Wow.
But I will still have arguments with you and disagreements with you. I don't want anybody to think that, I'm like kissing up to you or anything.
Right.
You have, believe it or not, have helped me in my radio career.
I have.
Which I've been doing on the internet, but this time it's going to be all out.
Wow.
We're going to have the greatest show ever. And I want your people in New Hampshire to, whatever they want to do. I could take it. I'm a man.
Wow. You're a man.
That's right.
You're a man. You can take it.
That's right. I'm a tough New Yorker.
Wow.
Taxi tested tough.
Wow. Taxi tested. Is that what you said? Oh, wow. All
What
right.
was that, Matt?
You said? Did you say taxi tested?
That's right.
I have a question. How come for the longest time you tried to hide the fact that was your former profession, but now all of a sudden you're embracing it again?
Well, it's not that I'm exactly embracing it. It's just that a lot of people don't have respect for cab drivers.
Oh.
And I didn't want to get caught in that scenario.
I
see.
see.
But I was very proud of what I did for a long time, and it was one of the most dangerous jobs in the top 10. Not even cops in the city would do it. And I dealt with a lot of cops in the city that were our dispatchers and worked for our radio group.
Oh, I see. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was because I noticed Jerry Robinson. He keeps bringing it up in his YouTube
Well,
videos.
Jerry Robinson doesn't mean anything to me. I'll be cordial and respectful to you and everything, but I don't need to be respectful and cordial to Jerry. He just came out of the woodwork, and he's upset that I kicked him off my face crap page.
Well, I think he's
and
upset.
He's like whining like a little girl.
I think he's upset because you had invited him to be a part. He was the first recruit into your rock and roll army, and then all of a sudden you deposed him, and I think he's upset.
I think in this kind of business, Matt, you meet a lot of people, as you know, and then all of a sudden you welcome into your circle, and then for whatever reasons you have, you dethrone them. I think that's a normal part of radio, being a radio broadcaster like you and me.
So you're saying
we meet people.
Yes.
They don't. They don't jive with us, and then we disown them.
So Jerry Robinson did not jive with you, is what you're saying?
I don't remember the reason, Matt. I really wish I knew.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of people I threw off of face crap. I think my list is like 500. That many.
Yeah.
That I had disagreements with.
Yeah.
And that's part of my... Well, maybe with you, I don't know. Like, let me ask you a question. How many people have you thrown off your social media page?
Oh, I almost never block. It's very rare that I ever block anyone. I like. I don't have a lot of haters, but I appreciate the ones I have. It's actually good. I think it's fun to have haters. I
hate you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. So
right, and I know that makes you happy. So
it does.
I want to make you happy.
Thank you.
I hate you. I hate you.
Your hate fuels me and gets me going in the morning. Thank you. But no, so I don't block anybody. I don't unfriend anybody. It's very, very rare. Very rare.
Well, I think you're in the position of Mr. Friendly, and that could be your new name from now on. I don't know. You
sounds
you
creepy.
don't have hostilities like I do. I'm a very hostile guy.
Yeah, no, I
have a lot of anger.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I have anger, but I usually get angry about political matters and so forth. I don't. I'm not angry. I don't get angry at people who. I don't have much of a temper, and and I don't mind.
Well, I'm lucky because you and I have gone at it, and and I'm so glad that I can call you up because Matt, and I don't care if Jerry's listening or Billy or any of those enemies of mine. I happen to like you for some reason. You got that friendly voice. You know, like that Rush song, "Wake Up to the Spirit of the Radio." I think that should be your song because everybody wakes up to a friendly voice, and that's you. And there's just something about you that I dig. Even though I had my things with you, I don't know what it is. You're just, you're a young hip guy. Of course, you're not of my generation, but I know you appreciate my generation.
Well, without your generation, my generation wouldn't exist. So there's that. All right. So wow. So you're going to embrace your haters going forward. Does that mean that you embrace?
Yes, I want to embrace them, and I want to welcome them, and let's just have it out. You know what I mean? Like, I want that to happen. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I think that makes sense because I think that probably the single greatest flaw in your marketing efforts so far have been to drive people away when they take an interest in you if they don't take an interest in you in exactly the way that you would like them to. And I think that's a mistake.
Well, I have very high standards, Matt. I'm from that old generation. I have a lot of anger. I don't like people's attitudes today. I don't like the way they behave. They're very selfish, self-absorbed, self-centered. I could sit here for maybe half hour, 20 minutes, and tell you what I find fault about people. It's not in my world, Matt. That they're not cool. There used to be this wrestler, right, Carlito? Because I know you follow wrestling.
Yes.
He says, "I spit in the face of people who are not cool."
Right. That's
so
right.
I'm like a Carlito,
I see.
You got to be cool with me. If you're not cool, then like the guy in the furniture store. He hurt my feelings. The one that's your sponsor.
Oh, Mike from Queen City Cabinetry. Is that
he hurt my feelings. He was a phony.
Oh, no. No.
Look, I understand he does business with you,
We
and
love
that's
Mike.
all good. But I tried to get him against you, and he wouldn't go for it.
Right. Well, I think yes. Well, he's a good friend. He's very loyal. By the way, speaking of good friends, Dave Wally in the chat room says, "Wait, did you just get called a young hip guy?" Well, everything's relative, Dave. Everything's relative. Well, very good. Well, okay. So you're going to embrace your haters. That's I think that's good.
And I like to start now with your permission.
Embracing, I give you permission to embrace your haters. Yes.
Right. No, I want the haters to come to my YouTube channel, the Crazy Joe Show.
Okay.
And I want them to come there immediately after this broadcast or later on tonight. Subscribe to my channel so you can tell me how racist I am, and I'm a Trump supporter, and but you know what? I decided, Matt, maybe this is part of my growing process, that I want to be in the middle. I don't want to embrace the left or the right.
Okay, good. I think that's good.
Are you conservative too, like that in the middle, or are you just left?
No, well, so I'm an independent. I have enormous problems with both the left and the right, but I would probably, just my politics. I finally figured out a way to describe where people seem to agree with me. Yeah, Matt, that seems to sum you up. I say I'm center left, but with a healthy dose of libertarian thrown in.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, by the way, if Charles Richardson is listening, I want to wave the hand to him. He was one of the first contributors to my GoFundMe page.
Okay. Charles from Florida. Yes. Well.
Yeah. So, Matt,
yes.
I think you and I are going to be friends from now on. And I know there's going to be a lot of haters out there. I know Billy's going to call in and Eric Pitcher. And they're going to say, "Hey, Matt, why do you talk to that guy for? He's our enemy. He's no good. You know what he's all about." What would you say to them about that if they did call you and protested about our newfound understanding for each other?
Newfound understanding. Wow. Well, I think that I don't think they would judge me having a conversation with you. I've had many conversations with you over the years. So, I don't think there's, we don't make judgments about each other. We just do what we do.
So in other words, they're not going to call you today. And I know Eric, he gets like all messed up in his head. He has like a nervous breakdown, this guy. I think this guy needs some anxiety pills or something.
I don't
and
think
you
so.
You wouldn't, like he would say to me, I don't want you talking to him, Matt. He's not our kind of people. You know that, Matt. He's poison.
Well, nobody,
You know how he
nobody, no, he doesn't. That's not how Eric is at all. But no one would say that. And I've tried to I've tried to give you advice over the years, try to point you in a more positive
Matt,
direction.
I like you. I don't care what anybody says. From this day forward,
Okay.
I want to proclaim my likeness for Mr. Matt and give him the proper respect that he deserves. And I might call you Ratso Fatso once in a while, but, it's only to make you laugh. It's not to offend you.
Yes. Well, Jerry Robinson calls me something similar.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
I think he calls me Matzo Ratso or something. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
he made me.
As far as Jerry goes, look, I'm not closing the door on Jerry. I just want to know what his problem is. So we'll talk probably on email. That's Radio Man Joe 28 at Yahoo. That's my email. I'm going to give it out on the air. Radio Man Joe 28 at Yahoo. And I've gotten a lot of comments on that, mostly negative, but it's a good thing. I'm starting to find out it's a good thing. The more attention I get, the better I feel about myself. And with that said, I know you have a busy show.
Yes.
And I thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak to you, Mr. Matt. You're very handsome.
Well,
Very sexy young man.
Well, I know. Thank you. And I hope if I've helped to influence you to go in a more positive direction with things, I think that's good. We'll see if it lasts.
Well, I don't know, Matt. I'm not going to give any promises because
I know.
it makes me a hypocrite.
Right.
I am a mean guy.
Mm-hmm.
My motto is the more I offend you, the better I feel about myself.
Right.
I am the next Howard.
Uh-huh.
And I got a lot of things to say, which I'm not going to say here, of course.
Yeah.
I will say it on my show.
Yeah.
But I am open-minded to things that people convince me that I should be open-minded. That's it.
Well, that's good. Okay. That's good.
You know what I mean? I've never been a stubborn guy, really. It's just that when I first met you and Jenny and everybody, you guys gave me a hard time, and I think that was terrible. Both of you should be ashamed of yourselves.
We actually tried to give you a lot of advice, a lot of good advice.
Well, can you give advice to a guy in his 60s? I mean, I've lived in New York City my whole life. I survived a job that was in the top 10 of most dangerous. How can you give me advice when everybody's kind of screwed me over, betrayed my friendship, stolen from me, women especially didn't treat me very well? How could you give me advice? And you wanted me to be like you?
No. I just, my position. There are certain aspects of what you do, what you say, I should say, that I think hold you down and actually sabotage you and do far more harm than good. That's all.
I mean, I can't be like you, Matt. I mean,
I wouldn't.
Then I don't want to be a clone.
Yeah, I know.
I want to be controversial.
Yeah.
I want to be over the top.
Yeah.
My show is R-rated. I'm today's shock jock, rated R comedy star, and savior of real rock and roll music. And the rapper crappers, they took away my beloved rock.
Well, I don't.
Of course, it wasn't just them.
I don't
It was
agree.
their bosses, and we're not going to say who their bosses are.
All right.
See that?
Well, I don't. Yeah, I don't agree with any of that. But that's okay.
How do you think they made it then? They had to have resources. They're not capable of doing it themselves.
There's room for everybody, Joe. There is room for everybody.
Well, that's true, Matt. But you got to understand, they took our beloved rock and roll. I mean, all the crap that's out there. There's no good. I mean, there are great bands. Don't get me wrong. I discovered a band called Monster Truck. You ever heard of them?
No, but I have great rock bands on the show all the time. There's plenty of great bands out there.
Okay, if you say so.
My 70-something-year-old father listens to college radio, and he hears all kinds of great new rock bands, and he loves it. And he says we're in a golden age of music because there's more music out there online than there's ever been before of all genres, including rock music. There's so much out there.
Well, I'm into Sabbath, Zeppelin.
Yeah.
the Black Crowes, the Stones.
Yeah.
You know, and that stuff will never die.
Right.
It's like a fine wine. It just gets better with age. The Beatles.
No, I don't.
Nobody's into that kind of stuff. You know, Rush, the old Rush that was like Zeppelin. I know you like that stuff, Matt, because that's why I like you, because I know you like it.
Well, I like a lot of different kinds of. I do love all that stuff. I also like a lot of hip hop or rap, whatever term you want to use. I like a lot of different kinds of music.
I got to admit one thing about rap, though. I know this is going to shock you, but I definitely heard a rap song, and it was out of this world.
Yeah?
And I wish I knew who the artist was. I'm going to admit that. And it's
okay.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
I loved it.
Wow. Okay. All right.
It was the greatest song I've heard in a long time in that genre.
Okay. Good.
Well, you know, they play in the stores and they don't tell you the name of the music, so I get very upset about that.
What I do if I want to know there's apps you can put on your phone that, you know, will tell you what the song is. But I've heard that. What I've always done too, though, is like if I'm in the car or something, I can't get to my phone, you know, at least not without risking a ticket. If I hear something and I don't know who it is, I just try to make a mental note of some of the lyrics, try to catch the lyrics in the chorus. And then as soon as I have an opportunity, I'll just Google those lyrics and I can usually find the song pretty quick.
Have you ever heard of Artie? One more last thing. Have you ever heard of Artie Guthrie? Did I say his name right?
You mean Arlo Guthrie?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I discovered a song. He was kept repeating it, the lyrics, of Motorcycle, and it's called The Motorcycle Song. It's one of the best songs I've heard. I'm going to play that on the show. Okay.
Arlo Guthrie, The Motorcycle Song. Very good.
I think you should play that right now after I get off the air, because I think it's an amazing song. I mean, he's the one that played in Woodstock, right?
I think Arlo Guthrie was there. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, right on.
I think so.
Well, why don't you come to New York and hang out with me, you and your girlfriend, and I'll get my girlfriend, and we'll go out to dinner.
Well, you
want to consider that one of these days?
I was thinking we'll get Jerry Robinson to hang out with us. How's that?
You like Jerry Robinson, don't you? You have an obsession with him.
I do like him. I am obsessed with him. I dream about him. He's a great man.
To the point that you give him a nice big sloppy wet kiss?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe.
All right, Matt. Look, I'm going to shut it down.
Yes.
You gave me a lot of time. I want to switch on the air to hear you and see what the comments were. I'm sure there's plenty in the chat room. But I am Crazy Joe. I am nationwide, worldwide. I am the man. And you wait till my show officially gets on, Matt. I'll, if it's okay with you, I'd like to announce it and have all your fans listen to my show. I think they'll love it. I think they'll really love it. They may not love it. Who cares at this point? That's what, you know. Well, I'm the savior of rock and roll. That's all that matters.
I like the positivity.
I reinvented myself, Matt.
Wow.
I'm a Renaissance man.
That's amazing.
I didn't do the show right all these years. I made a mistake, and I realized what my mistake was. And I'm sitting on the gold mine right now in this area where I live. These people have no access to good music, except that they go on the internet or they listen to you, right?
Yes. There you go.
All right. Thank you, man. Oh, that's my cell phone.
Yes.
Listen, you're very handsome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very handsome.
All right. Thank you. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yes. I don't know. I'm certainly not ugly. I don't know. I think I'm average looks. Anyway, all right. Well, interesting. Crazy Joe there with a lot of positivity. I have to say, though, we've seen that movie before, so let's see. We'll see if it holds. But, Huey the Gecko, by the way, is in the chat room. He's going to be with us on Friday on the show. Really looking forward to that. He said, Matt Connerton is not a ratso or a fatso. He is a great on-air personality, pro at handling the conversation. Glad you found a newfound understanding. I don't know about that. And he said, amen, Matt Connerton is a great supporter of local indie music, especially rock. The caller likes mainstream music, but to support music, you have to support local artists. Yes. Scott Robinson said that ending was starting to turn into a Three Stooges bit. All right, we've got to get to a break. We're going to play a little something, and we're going to bring in our guest. We have Alex Cormier joining us, and he's going to play live for us in studio. Speaking of great live music, but while we do that, let's. We haven't played this in a while. This is a great band, or actually, it's a solo artist, but he's doing the band thing. Eons Encoded from Concord. Speaking of great local music, this is a great track called Reconnection. And this always gets a lot of positive feedback whenever I play it on the show. And we'll get Alex in here. We'll show some love to our sponsors, and we have plenty more to come. Don't go away. Matt Connerton Unleashed. We are live from WMNH 95.3 FM. on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, 3 dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry. Located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are in hour number 2, numero dos of Matt Connerton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Tuesday, June 27, 2023, and we have with us, we've got a musical guest joining us here on the couch. Alex Cormier is here. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. You've actually been here on WMNH before, of course. You were on the morning show with Peter White, I think a few weeks ago or a couple months ago, or
say about 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Pretty recent. Yeah. Jenny saw you on there and she was very impressed. And so we're excited to have you here. And your manager, Sean, is here also at the news desk. Hello.
How you doing today?
Good. Now, what do you do for Alex? I mean, as far as managing him, you kind of help him with everything in terms of his career? Or?
Well, I own a production company, and I've been a musician for over 25 years. So all of my contacts that I have, I'm passing along to him.
Oh, outstanding!
So he's able to play places that other people, I would have to say, had to earn maybe a little bit more of a time spent on the job site to be allowed to do what he is able to do right out of the gate with such an amazing talent. I think that he deserves to be right up there with the seasoned veterans, and they accept him just like family. So
fantastic.
It works out really, really well for the music community.
That's awesome. Really yeah. Huey the Gecko is in the chat room. He's going to be here on Friday, and he says, "Oh, sweet, Alex Cormier." By the way, Alex, any relation to, we've got a guy here who does a show at WMNH, Paul Cormier. Any relation?
I don't think so.
Yeah, Cormier's a common name around here, I think. But well, listen, I'm dying to hear something if you want to play for us, and then we can chat for a bit, and we'll have plenty of time to hear a bunch of songs and get to know you a little bit in between. But whatever you want to, whatever you'd like to open with. Oh, and I'll open up that other mic too. So we got get your guitar in there. There we go. Ooh, that sounds nice.
Oh yeah, this is a very nice guitar.
Yeah.
This song is called Wake Me Up. feeling my way through the darkness, guided by a beating heart. I can't tell where my journey will end, but I know where to start. They tell me I'm too young to understand. They say I'm caught up in a dream. Well, life will pass me if I don't open up my eyes, and that's fine by me. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. And all this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. I tried carrying the weight of the world, but I only have two hands. Hope I get the chance to travel the world, 'cause I don't have any plans. Wish that I could stay forever this young. I'm not afraid to close my eyes. Life's a game made for everyone, and love is a prize. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. And all this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. And all this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. I didn't know I was lost. I didn't know I was lost. I didn't know I was lost.
Wow, dude, you had a killer voice. You sound incredible. How'd you learn to sing? Are you self-taught, or did you take lessons, or?
So mostly self-taught. I did choir in school for a couple of years while moving around. I finally kind of fell into my senior year of high school doing some jazz. I did a what do they call it? A battle of the bands in high school. I was only there for about 3 weeks, and then the music teacher brought me to the side after I actually ended up winning it.
Huh.
No one knew who I was, so it was kind of it was really nice. I knew I had something then, but I was able to really just kind of bring it together and really hone my skills with that music teacher.
Yeah. Did you start singing at a young age on your own, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Because you've got a deep voice. But of course you're able to, when you're singing, you can go high with it pretty easily. You make it sound easy, which is cool. But, and I noticed too, now, are you not using a pick when you play?
No, sir.
Do you never use a pick? You always finger pick?
I took a guitar class, and I stopped using it about like 3/4 of the way through that.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Why? Does it just seem easier? Is it just easier for you without a pick, or is there a reason? Were you able to play better without it, or?
I like the sound of it, and I enjoy being able to kind of play multiple notes at once. I mean, you can do that with a pick. There's different styles, different ways to learn how to do that. I like the feel of it.
Yeah. It's interesting that you played with a pick for so long and then stopped. That's unusual. Is there anything that you could do with a pick that you couldn't do finger picking, or?
No, definitely not now. I would have to actually sit down and really practice and get my chops. It's a whole different muscle group and everything.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, how did you guys connect? Sean, how did you and How did you and Alex connect?
Well, and Alex and I became friends when he was younger. I was friends with his mom, actually,
Okay.
way back in the day. So I actually, first time I saw him perform was at that high school performance he just talked to you about.
Oh, no kidding.
And ever since then, I call it the shine, is what I call it. When somebody just has something that you don't know where they got it from,
Mhm.
it just seems so easy, just like you said.
Yeah.
I call it the shine. And first time I saw him sing, he had the shine. And as time goes on, and he turned into a guy that I could hang out and have a beer with at the bar, and was still doing music. We joined forces together. I bring his talent to the table, and the table feeds us all. It's very nice.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Well, Alex, I'm dying to hear more if you want to play another one.
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you do mostly covers, or do you do originals too? Or I mean, you can play whatever you want, but
I do like to meddle around with originals.
Yeah.
When I do stuff like that, it's mostly just off the top of my head. I don't really write music. I enjoy doing
The arrangements and whatnot as well is really where your craft falls in. I would have to say, right?
I definitely change up the covers a lot. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to, once I get that general sound, it's all going to come out there. I'll be able to release a lot at once.
Yeah. Cool.
Today is gonna be the day that they'll never throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you've got to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. A backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. And I'm sure you heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. No, I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. All the roads that lead us there are winding, and all the lights that light the way are blinding. And there are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. I said maybe gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonder-all. Today is gonna be the day that they'll never throw it back to you, no. I'm sure you heard it all before, but you never really knowing what to do. No, I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that lead us there are winding, and all the lights that light the way are blinding. And there are many things that I'd like to say to you, but I don't know how. said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonder. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me, yeah. And after all, you're my wonder. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. You're gonna be the one that changes me.
Oh my God, that is so good. That is so. Wonderwall is one of my all-time favorite, like probably be in my top 10 of all-time favorite songs, and I love the way you do it. You kind of change it a little bit, and when you take a song like that and you give it some subtle changes, is that something that you think about, or does that just kind of come naturally in terms of how it comes out of you?
So I'd say a little bit of both, and that's kind of what I was talking about before I played that song. Is that's really what I've been trying to concentrate on is when I'm getting the feeling, when I'm feeling the inspiration, and I just kind of let it out. I memorize it.
Yeah.
I record it now, and I really like dive deep into why I'm feeling that, what the lyrics mean to me, and try to just get the emotion out into the music as much as possible.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it just, I've heard that song 100,000 times, but it just sounded like the way you played it. It was like, it was like hearing it for the first time again, because like you make it just different enough that it's like, oh, it's almost like a new song, but it's not. I'm just really amazed at what you did with it, and the time changes. That's a really nice touch.
Yeah, you definitely made it your own. That's what he does.
Oh yeah,
He really
totally, absolutely. How many? Do you have any idea how many songs you know? I mean, probably a lot. I would think
over 100. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now, when you play out, do you do? I assume you do long sets when you play out live.
3 hours usually.
That's a long set, yeah. So you've got enough stuff to do 3. Is that kind of the normal? I mean, do you ever do shorter sets? Do you ever share the stage with other people where you're not playing as long, or do you always or usually do a 3-hour set?
So I've been doing so when I play by myself, I'm usually always doing the 3-hour set.
Yeah.
But lately I've actually been able to start playing with a couple of bands.
Yeah.
One of them just 2 days ago at Sunday, we did a thing down in Gloucester, which was fantastic.
Yeah, the St. Peter's Fiesta.
Okay.
Down there. Yeah. The band Over the Bridge, the #1 reggae band actually right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
They're called Over the Bridge?
Over the Bridge. From Gloucester, Massachusetts, actually. He had the honor to share the stage with those guys. That was quite incredible.
Oh, very cool.
It was
Very cool.
fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. Now, do you always just do the solo acoustic thing? Do you ever play with anybody else, or you ever play in a band or anything? Or?
I've definitely practiced with bands, but no, not. I definitely want to start playing with bands.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard in the sense that, when you're used to doing the solo thing, because obviously with solo, you just have to rely on yourself. And then with a band, there's a lot that goes with it in terms of, schedules and compromising and everything. But, but what you're doing obviously is working for you. So I guess there's, no rush in terms of playing in a band. But do you play other instruments, or do you strictly guitar?
I do know how to play the piano.
Yeah.
I've worked on percussion pretty good amount as well with the guitar. That's another reason why I enjoy finger picking, is because it kind of allows me to be a little bit more percussive with it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Yeah. Geez, do you want to? I'm dying to hear more. Dude, I love your voice, man. You got an incredible voice. By the way, Sean, what do you do? Because you've got quite the speaking voice. Like you said, you ever work in radio? Because you sound like a radio guy.
I've been asked to do voiceovers before, but I've never actually done that. I was actually a DJ at our local New Hampshire gentlemen's club for 13 years.
Oh, no kidding.
so I kind of got the role in the voice that would call the wild to the stage, if you would.
Okay. Yeah. I gotcha.
Sparkles to the main stage.
That's interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. So
I think we've met.
I think we have met before as well. You look very familiar, but probably in this world and in short bursts, if you know what I mean. I might have seen you, in this limelight before. So
I always say too, when I'm not sure if I've met someone before, like I always say, I don't like, I never say I've never met somebody just because, the music scene being the way it is. Like I always say, I'm not sure I've ever met somebody.
Sure.
But I never say I definitely haven't met somebody because it's happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to you where I'll realize, like somebody will be vaguely familiar to me. And then I'll realize later, like I'll probably remember like a month from now, I'll be like, oh, I know where I know Sean from. You know what I mean? That happens to me quite a bit.
Well, I'm very blessed to be part of a whole bunch of different things which help with his career as well. I am production coordinator at the Bank New Hampshire Pavilion, which was just awarded actually the best outdoor venue. And they just received the award yesterday. So I'm really proud to be part of the Bank New Hampshire family.
Congratulations.
I work for Cape Productions, which is in charge of all the production there. I also own a company called 3AM Productions, and I support all the local musicians in the area and go on tour with the national bands and bring him on stage with those guys as well.
Oh, very cool.
And I also am part of a video project with Dark Tower Entertainment. And I have Eric Hansen and Jordan Paul that work with me, and we are the videographers for the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame. We're inducting George Foreman in the Boxing Hall of Fame this year.
Oh, wow.
And we also have a movie that was just accepted for international distribution called The 16th Minute. So everybody's got 15 minutes of fame, says Andy Warhol, but that 16th minute, what's going on? And we've got that captured on film, and we have a documentary coming out featuring Aaron Carter and Lamar Odom, Ice-T, and a whole bunch of other great names. So that's a little bit of my background, as you asked, to help support such a great talent right here that I love to share, to everybody that comes into a live atmosphere, and then today on the radio for all others to hear that aren't able to actually catch a show of Alex. So, But he plays all over town here, so if anybody wants to come see him locally, definitely look him up on Facebook. He posts where he's playing all the time, and come have a nice cold beer and hang out with this guy. He's pretty cool. And that's why I support him too. He's the only artist that I actually support in my busy schedule of doing all the other crazy stuff. So. But he's a good guy, and he brings a lot of joy to a lot of people, and that's what it's all about,
By the way, Huey the Gecko said in the chat room, I saw Sean do sound for Idlewild at the LaBelle in Derry. He is a great audio engineer and a pro in the biz.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. And Alex, let's whatever. Oh, by the way, I see Jordan Paul is in the Facebook live chat.
Absolutely, too, he's my partner in crime. He holds the other camera.
Excellent.
He's a great videographer, great personality for all the stars.
We got to get you guys on to talk about that.
We will.
That would be amazing.
Well, we'd love to. Dark Tower has a lot to talk about, and that's a whole different entity from this.
And
we still all keep it in the family. We all share our love with all each other, and that's what makes it work. That's why we all support each other.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it takes.
And again, I appreciate you having both of us here. On today. That's very nice of you. Thank you.
Glad to do it. Absolutely. All right, Alex. Let's hear another one, man. I'm dying to hear some more.
I do have one thing to say, which is really cool.
Yeah.
His partners in crime I've known pretty much my whole entire life since I've been born, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty tight family. Alex has actually known my friend Eric Hansen for all of his life, really. So back going over 25 years as well.
No kidding.
So, yeah, I've been a family friend too. So again, really keeping it tight in the family.
Yeah, that's good.
And thank you for bringing us into yours today.
Oh yeah. That. Thank you. Absolutely.
So this is a version of Chris Isaak's Wicked Game that I kind of changed up a little bit from another version that this artist Philip Phillips did for American Idol.
world was on fire and no one could save me but you. It's strange how desire will make foolish people do. No, I never thought that I would love someone like you. No, I never thought that I would lose someone like you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love. This world will break your heart. Nobody's falling in love. What a wicked thing to say, to let me feel this way. What a wicked thing to do, to let me dream of you. What a wicked thing to say, you never felt this way. What a wicked thing to do, to let me dream of, let me dream. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love. This world will break your heart. Nobody's falling in love. Nobody's falling in love. Nobody's falling in love. Nobody's falling in love. Love, love. Nobody's gonna fall in love. And if the world was on fire and no one could save me but you, it's strange how desire will make foolish people do. Oh, no, I never thought that I would love someone like you. No, I never thought that I would lose someone like you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love. This world will break your heart. Nobody's falling in love. Ooh, nobody's falling in love. Ooh, this world gon' break your heart.
Ah, that's fantastic. If you're just joining us, we have Alex Cormier here on the couch playing guitar and singing and just sounding amazing. He is our musical guest, and we've got his manager, Sean. Sean, what's your last name again?
O'Brien. They call me actually SOB. So.
Oh, okay. So, what was? Oh, I get
Sean
it.
O'Brien,
SOB.
Right?
I got
good acronym for you, right?
Took me a second.
You can call me whatever you want. I don't really care.
Sean is Alex's manager, as well as many other things as well, and got a lot going on. And no, it's really cool that you're able to take all of your experience and knowledge and help Alex. And it's an amazing. He's amazing.
Yeah. The only thing I said to him, I said the only thing I can't give you is tenure and that stage time, but I can give it to you now. I'll give you a lot now to make up for the time that you didn't have it before. If you know what I mean. So it really works well. He's been in front of some really great audiences. We did a gig last year, and he was the filler in between the band while they were taking a break. And at the end of the night, the audience screamed an encore. And the other band started another song, and they're like, no. We want Alex back up for our encore. And the other guys were like, whoa.
Oh, wow.
Holy crap. And
That's
then those, 25 bikers and their girlfriends ended up at his next gig.
Like 3 days later.
And commandeered the whole next venue, and they had a blast. So
that's
he's making
awesome.
friends even in was that, Arundel, Maine? I think that was Iron Tails, I believe.
Yeah,
Arundel, Maine.
Iron Tails,
That was over 100 miles away. He's got his fan base going on, you know?
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Getting some love in the chat room. Huey the Gecko says, great control. Loved that Wicked Games. Believe it. I dig it. The Naruto. Is it? How do you say that? Naruto?
Naruto. But Naruto, yeah.
I gotcha. And also, Dave Wally says, what a spectacular voice. Start writing. Amazing voice, feel, arrangements. Very cool. And our friend Shannon. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we had a call. It looked like Shannon was on the line, but we lost her. Very nice. Do you want to play another one? I kind of just want to keep going and hear more. Oh, actually, hang on a second. We do have a call.
Sweet.
Shannon is on the line. Hi, Shannon.
Hello. I just wanted to say hi to Alex, and I talked to you on the morning show. You have a beautiful voice. I'd love to sing with you sometime.
Oh, that would be fantastic. I do remember you from, I think it's about a month ago now.
Yeah, the Peter White morning show.
Mhm.
Morning show with Peter White.
Yes.
But, yeah, I was asleep, and by the grace of God, I woke up in time, because I had my earpiece in and listening to I was asleep, but I was listening, but I woke up just in time to hear you. So.
Oh, very good.
You have a gift.
Yes, he does. He certainly does. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, and thank you, Sean, and thank you, Matt, for having him.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Shannon. All
yeah,
right.
be well.
All right, bye-bye. All right, very nice. Always nice to hear from Shannon. By the way, the studio line is open, so if you have any questions or feedback or anything at all for Alex, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. Just got to get in between songs, however, because we're making him work, because I'm really enjoying this. So, Alex, if you'd like to do another one, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right. And if you're just joining us, Alex Cormier is here with us live in studio.
So this next song I do pretty often. It's definitely in my top 3 favorite songs to play.
No, I'm not one to break promises. I don't wanna hurt you, but I need to breathe. You know I'm not one, and I feel ready to lay. But I need some time for a little relief. Ooh, which way is right, which way is wrong? How do I say that I need to move on? You know we're heading separate ways, and it feels like I am just too close to love you. And there's nothing that I can really say. I can't lie no more, lie can't hide no more. Got to be true to myself, and it feels like I am just too close to love you. And I'll be on my way. Yeah, I'll be on my way. Well, I've given you more than I can return. Yet there's so much that you deserve. Oh, oh, but nothing ain't right, nothing ain't wrong. I've nothing to give, I must leave without you. You know we're heading separate ways, and it feels like I am just too close to love you. And there's nothing that I can really say. Yeah, I can't lie no more. I can't hide no more. Got to be true to myself. And it feels like I am just too close to love you. So I'll be on my way. Oh, I'll be on my way. And it feels like I am just too close to love you. Ooh, and there's nothing that I can really say. I can't lie no more. I can't hide no more. Got to be true to myself. And it feels like I am just too close to love you. I'll be on my way. Ooh, I'll be on my way. Ooh, I'll be on my way.
Fantastic. If you're just joining us, we have Alex Cormier here in studio live, performing on Matt Connerton Unleashed here on WMNH 95.3 FM. And Sean O'Brien is here with us as well. And let me give the studio line again if you have any questions or anything at all for Alex. 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. Miriam Banish joins us in the chat room and says, I love his voice. I've been listening the whole time, but making dinner as well. So you're providing some dinner music there for Miriam.
Oh, that's always nice to cook too.
Yeah. There you go. Now, how often do you play out, Alex? Are you doing shows every week or?
So right now, about 2-3 times a week.
Oh, excellent.
Sometimes more than that, sometimes less.
Yeah. Busy summer ahead, or I guess we're in it now, but busy summer.
Yep. After this weekend, next month, and the one after that, I'm gonna be getting a lot more than past couple of months, and I'm getting more every week. So
yeah.
Every phone call, every email, it's something I get to enjoy.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, Sean, do you do all the booking? Do you?
Oh, we do it together. I have venues that I can place him in. He is, by example, he'll be playing a place and someone will walk up to him and say, hey, how can I have you in my bar?
Yeah.
He'll either take their information or forward it to me, and we just get it done. It's all a team effort here. So
yeah.
And we also join stages with other great musicians in town to help support other events as well.
Yeah.
So we work with Nate Comp, Dimitri Papanicolo.
Oh, yeah.
Of Not So Costly Productions, Paul Costly, all those guys. We work with all those guys too, and they love us.
Yeah.
And Dimitri books him all over New England. So some of your guests will be able to see him, outside of the Manchester area if they watch him on Facebook or whatnot.
Excellent. Is Paul Costly? Is he still going?
Paul Costly's still going strong. He has sold his production company, or he sold his booking company. Excuse me.
That's what I heard. That's why I wondered.
To Dimitri, which has been a family friend of mine for over 20 years as well. So,
perfect.
Again, keeping it in the family. That's what we do. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. And he's got all the same great venues and more. And he's very active in the music scene as well with his Decomp trio and whatnot as well. So,
yeah.
We hang out with the guys that are busy and successful, and guess what? We automatically become busy and successful. It's amazing how that rubs off.
Yes, that's for any line of work, for any
absolutely
for any profession.
I always tell Alex, we're just going to have to put you in that room, and then you're going to own that room. Yeah. And we put him in the room, and he owns the room. So,
yeah, there you go. There you go. Alex, do you ever get nervous at all? You have any stage fright, or you seem pretty even, but.
Used to be wicked bad, yeah.
Really, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much like almost unmanageable.
Wow.
Tea, drinking water, and just keeping myself nice and level. I have to really get myself situated beforehand.
Yeah.
And even today, I got a little nervous.
No kidding. Yeah.
We're always supposed to get nervous. It's kind of fun getting nervous. But you're not nervous anymore. It's not the same. I love that that unknown every time you enter a new room. I think it's great.
Right,
Because you
right.
see the jaws drop on a lot of people going, wow,
Yeah.
oh my God. And the reaction of the room feeds him, and then he forgets how nervous he is. It's all good from there. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Well, you want to, before we run out of time, I got to hear one more. You want to play one more?
Yeah, I got one more.
All right. Sweet. Alex Cormier, ladies and gentlemen.
This is my version of No Diggity, inspired by Chet Baker.
Shorty, get down, good Lord. Baby, pushing all over town. It's strictly bitch, she don't play around. She cover much ground. She got game by the pound. True player is my forte. When meeting every day with a bigger play away. But I can't get that girl out of my mind, but I think about that girl all the time, yeah. East side to the west side, she pushing fat rides, and no surprise. She got tricks and stash, she stacking up cash. She fast when it comes to the gas, but by no means average. And she's on when she got to have it. Well, baby, you're a perfect 10. I like the way you work it, and no diggity, I got to bag it up. I like the way you work it, and no diggity, I got to bag it up. I like the way you work it, and no diggity, I got to bag it up. I like the way you work it, nah, 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 nah. She's got classic style and street knowledge by the pound. Will hold me, never act wild. She keep it low key on the profile. Well, the catching feelings is a no. Well, you know how it goes. I said, here's the word, spins the verb, and lovers ain't free, so freak what you heard. And hey, oh, hey, oh, man, that girl look good. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, she's got classic style. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, oh, man, that girl look good. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. I like the way you work it, and no diggity, I got to bag it up. I like the way you work it, and no diggity, I got to bag it up, bag it up. I like the way you work it, and no diggity, I got to bag it up, bag it up. I like the way you work it, no, 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 no.
That's my favorite version of that song that I've ever heard. I love it. I love it.
Thank you, man.
And the last one, too, right?
Yeah.
He does it different every time. He gives me the chills
really, yeah?
every time, too. So I don't know what to expect sometimes. It's really great.
Right,
He'll
right.
sit with a song and he'll marry it, and then all of a sudden it has a new life the next time I hear it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome. So before we do run out of time, I want to make sure that everyone knows, Alex, where to find you online, or Sean, maybe you want to take that, but I want to make sure that people know where to find Alex as far as shows and everything you got coming up.
Sure. Alex Cormier can be found on Alex Cormier Acoustic on Facebook, and his personal account, Alex Cormier, Cormier, and obviously ALEX for Alex, but he posts all of his shows and past shows there, and you'll see that he's got thousands and thousands of views on a lot of his videos that we posted over the last even year. That we've been really going strong here.
It's getting big quick.
Yeah, it really is. So I can't give him tenure, but I'm going to give him all the stages that everybody else has earned, because I think he earned it. I really do.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
definitely sounds like it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fantastic. And what's the next show? Like, you got anything this week coming up that you want to plug specifically, or?
So I believe the this Saturday coming up, I'll be playing at Blue Aqua on Elm Street.
Oh, very nice.
And we'll be over at Casey's Rib Shack tonight. We're going to try to throw a few songs in there over at the Paul Costley open mic there with Nate and D. So,
oh, very cool.
Yeah, so we're heading over there, I think, after. Go get some good food and go hear some good tunes with Alex, I think.
It seems like he probably fits in kind of anywhere, right? Like you've got a lot of opportunities where you can kind of slide him in.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's good.
And if I'm not playing music, I'm learning the other side of it too. So
excellent. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he's been great on my road crew when we do bigger shows and whatnot. He's been coming along with me. He's learning the ropes, and he's been a great help there too. So, and that's a great political side for him because he gets to know everybody because they're oh my God, this guy totally helped me out, and then like you play too, and then the embracing is just a lot deeper, you know.
Yeah.
So,
oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Well, thank you both, Sean and Alex Cormier. Thank you so much, my friend. You sound incredible. We're just about out of time. We got to go. But if you missed any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnerton.com. And if you did miss anything, please, you got to go back and listen to this guy. Just incredible. And of course, if you are listening live on Tuesday, coming up next is on WMNH's Through the Stage Door with the great Rob Dion, and followed by a replay of Friday night's Retro Spectrum Radio. And don't forget to be back bright and early, 7 a.m. for the morning show with Peter White. And you can also go back in the archive and find Alex's performance on the morning show with Peter White, because I assume you did some different songs on that show. So if you want even more Alex Cormier here on WMNH, you can find the show that he was on with Peter as well. So, gentlemen, thank you again, both so much.
Thank you, Matt.
And absolutely, my pleasure. And we are out of time. And don't forget tomorrow. Geez, I can't remember now who we have on the show tomorrow. I know we've got Huey the Gecko on Friday. Tomorrow the Geratones will be our musical guest tomorrow on the show. So looking forward to that a lot as well. And all right, we're out of here. I'll talk to y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.